at the back.
I just hope I don't
There's
get
a hurricane coming through.
Entering the arena, weighing 350 pounds, Rosey.
You know, Rosey, now that he's on his own, so to speak, no longer a superhero in training, is going to find it a long road to home. Mark my words on that.
Speaking of being alone, Eugene is going to have to go it all alone at SummerSlam, one-on-one with Triple H. And we talked about this before. When Eugene gets that button pushed, Eugene can become a totally different person. Sure, he's the fun-loving and happy guy, but just like that, he can turn into a very menacing superstar. Triple H, we know what he brings, Coach. What do you think?
Do you really think when Rosey wakes up in the morning, puts on this garb, this gear, that he says, I look absolutely ridiculous? That's what I would say if I was Rosey. And thank God the coach is not Rosey.
Well, Rosey, looking however you want to say he looks, is certainly bigger than Steven Richards. Let's see if Richards can use his quickness and agility to overcome the big superhero.
Well, if you notice here early on, Steven Richards can barely get his arms around Rosey, let alone pick him up and do anything with it.
Boy, can you imagine having to give Rosey the Heimlich maneuver, Coach? Your arms would be 3 feet too short.
I'm not even going to touch that one because the thought of trying to get something out of the throat of Rosey appalls me.
Well, right now, Steven Richards is getting nothing out of Rosey. No reaction whatsoever, but Rosey picks up Steven Richards like he's a featherweight, sets him on the top turnbuckle, and that's never a good place to be in the WWE.
You know, this is history being made this week at SummerSlam, too. This is your very first SummerSlam
Yes, it is.
here in the WWE.
I cannot wait. A sold-out Air Canada Center in Toronto, Ontario, and it's just going to be unbelievable. Raw and SmackDown will be represented, and there's some unbelievable matches. Which one are you most looking forward to?
Personally, I'm looking forward to Chris Benoit and Randy Orton for the World Heavyweight title, simply because I think it's Randy Orton's time to accelerate and become the #1 man in this business. I think it's going to happen. A lot of people don't, but I'm also interested to find out how Triple H will react if Randy Orton indeed does become the World Heavyweight Champion.
Randy Orton, only 24 years old. Brock Lesnar won the WWE Championship when he was 25, so Orton will nearly beat Brock Lesnar by a full year if he can overcome Chris Benoit. But you know, love him or hate him, Chris Benoit has overcome so many obstacles. Is Randy Orton as big as some of the things Chris Benoit's overcome in his life?
Well, it took Chris Benoit a long time, and this is absolutely ridiculous also that Steven Richards would attempt a test of strength and now play to the crowd who are practically so booing the general manager of Heat.
Well, Rosey just discarded Steven Richards with a shoulder block, and right now the superhero is having all the offense. And this is not good.
I'm flabbergasted.
Whoa! Rosey trying to let go.
shaking as the building is now shaking, thanks to Rosey dropping a leg on the mat.
And this could be the opening that Steven Richards needs. He's found a weakness here in Rosey, and he's beginning to exploit it. It's that left knee of Rosey, which, as you can tell, has a brace of some sort on there.
You know, if I was Chris Benoit, here's what would drive me. Not only the fact that it took me so long to get to the top of the mountain, but the fact that if he allows Randy Orton to defeat him and become the World Heavyweight Champion, Randy Orton, in a matter of a few years, would accomplish what it took Chris Benoit years and years and years to accomplish. I don't think Chris Benoit wants to let that happen.
Well, it's certainly going to be a night to remember no matter who wins that match. And how about, I mean, we've got the Till Death Do Us Part match, Kane, Lita, Matt Hardy, somebody's getting married, and I tell you,
I mean, think about it.
I don't know what it is.
Can you imagine waking up next to Kane? What a shot right there. Waking up next to Kane every single day, little big red monsters running around the house, breakfast in bed. I mean, Lita may want Matt to lose this match. Lita may want to marry the big red monster Kane.
Does Matt Hardy really want to marry Lita and help raise the big little mini monster? I mean, does he want to do that?
Hey, you don't have to talk about your lack of right
come
there.
on now.
I know that's what you like to call yours.
My goodness. So right now, Steven Richards is out on the floor, and the referee here is counting out Steven Richards. He needs to get back in the ring, and he does. And right now, Rosey trying to get up on that bum knee of his that Steven Richards has been working on. And right now, Rosey's delivering some back elbows. And Steven comes in, misses the clothesline, and then gets a full face.
You know, when he talk about preparation, certainly I don't think Steven Richards prepared properly for this matchup. Has done everything he can if Rosey was about 200 pounds, but he is not. He's 350. You can't do some of these things to a 350-pound man. Oh, my. And what would that have done right there? That would have done absolutely nothing other than just give Rosey a slight groin injury.
Well, right now, Steven Richards' game plan has gone completely awry, and Rosey may end it right